Is JKS stock JinkoSolar a buy? So JinkoSolar Holdings closed the session of the 9th of August 2021 at 58.31%, an extension of 5.67%. It's an ADR, it's a Chinese stock, I believe. And we have this piece that was written on Schaefer Investment Research, and they began, the title of that obviously you can see is why bulls should buy the dip on JinkoSolar stock. JinkoSolar stock spots attractively priced premiums at the moment. Shares of the solar power company JinkoSolar were up 5.6% at in the previous session after the firm announced it obtained China's first photovoltaic module life cycle assessment certificate. Today's price action has brought the JinkoSolar stock to a year-over-year lead of 172.2%, and though the $64 level rejected the security's mid-July rally attempt, a historically bullish trend a bit lower on the chart could propel JKS back towards annual highs. So let's see if we can see that 64 level rejection, $64 level rejection. Let's see. So I think it's right around here. That was where that rejection took place, and it has since retraced. So that to some extent is possibly true. So specifically, JinkoSolar stock just pulled back its 40-day moving average after spending a few months trading above this key trend line. Okay, so let's see. Specifically, JinkoSolar stock pulled back to its 40-day moving average after spending a few months trading above this trend line. So if you don't mind, let's quickly have a look. This is the 50-day moving average, and it says, what does it say there again? It says it just pulled back to its 40-day moving average. Okay. Yeah, we can exactly spot that out there. Now, according to data from Schaefer's investment research senior quantitative analyst Rocky White, similar signals have occurred in the past 3 years. After 80% of these pullbacks, JinkoSolar stock enjoyed positive returns on one month later, averaging a substantial gain of 22.3%. A similar move from this current perch could put the stock at $69.10, a cheap shot away from its January 27 annual high of $76.53. So digging deeper, shorts are already hitting the exits at a rapid pace. Short interest fell 23.1% in the most recent reporting period, though the 7.16 million shares sold short make up a healthy 15.8% of the stock's average float. Should this pessimism continue to unwind, it could put even more wind at the equities back. So let's quickly see whether we can find out what's going on with the short figures. So we have 65% for the last trading session. That was Friday, the 6th of August. 65%. For some reason, we don't have any figure for the 9th of August. Okay, they are yet to report that. So, and before that as well, we have 56%. They are very, very high. Or the short volumes as far back as July the 28th. As a matter of fact, it's been like that for a long time, even though we have some in the 40s, but this is definitely a stock that is well shorted. A shift in analyst sentiment could propel JinkoSolar stock higher, though there's just two brokerage coverings of the solar concern. Both recommend a hesitant hold, meaning the 12-month consensus price target of $41.19 is a 27.2% discount to the current levels. Now, okay, so now looks like a good time to weigh into the security's next move with options. The stock's Schaefer's volatility index of 75% stands higher than just 18% of all its readings in its annual range, implying that option players are pricing in relatively low volatility expectations at the moment. So yes, so it seems the volatility is probably not that high. Let's see whether we can get any figure on the volatility here for the stock. That volatility we're talking about was that for options. So we have a 104% volatility for the last 10 days for the stock, so that's relatively not that bad. So looking forward, we can see what's going on technically for the chart. I think the signals are quite good at the moment, even though the underlying trend, which is the long-term trend, which is depicted by the 200-day moving average, is somewhat bearish. But outside that, all the other signals are looking very much bullish. So let's move down and see what's going on here. It has a mix of things. Momentum looks like it's improving, and it says here it appears to be consolidating, okay, within a longer term downtrend. Okay, yes, as we indicated, the average directional index, or ADX, is below 20, indicating that shares have traded sideways recently. However, that 200-day moving average is still sloping bullishly, still sloping bearishly lower. But fortunately, it's also outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum for JKS stock is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic escalator is rising as investors pay higher prices for shares. The volume for that last trading session was lighter than usual, trading 906,794 shares versus an average of 3.941 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation has given way to near term selling pressure by the traders. So it's a mix of things, so easily, I think I would really say it is, I will call it a buy, go ahead and do so. But at the same time, you also have to bear in mind that even though JinkoSolar is not exactly that sort of Chinese stock, the Tencent, the Alibaba, and the Didi and all that stuff that has faced recent clampdowns from the Chinese authorities. But yeah, even at that, you still have to bear that in mind. But easily, I will call this a buy, and yes, easily. But at the same time, you just have to be careful the sort of figures, sort of amount of money you put into any stock, indeed. So for us, it's a moderate, it's a modest buy. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.